Hello guys, today our topic is on Introduction to C Programming, Fundamentals of Programming, Flowcharts and Examples. So the first one is Introduction to C language. So C is a general purpose high level language developed by Dennis Ritchie in the year 1972. So all the C programs take up the extension of .c and written into text files. So some C key points of C language are: it is a low level programming language close to machine language. It is widely used in the software development field, guys, and procedure and structure oriented language, and many compilers are available for executing programs written in C. So you may ask a question, what is the compiler? A compiler is nothing but it is a software which converts the text program to binary file so that the programmed task can be executed. In case if you are using programming languages like C, C++, Java and Pascal, then you have to install the compiler for coding. But in case if you're using the programming languages like Python, PHP or Perl, there is no need of compilation. That means there is no need of compilers. We can use interpreters. Interpreters are nothing but which reads the program line by line and execute them directly without any conversion. So here is the difference between compiler and interpreter. Compiler converts the text format to binary format and then executes the program. But in case of interpreter, interpreter reads the program line by line and then execute them directly without any further conversion, guys. So the next one is fundamentals of programming: data types, variables, keywords, basic operators, loops, characters, arrays, strings, functions, file, input, output, and libraries. So starting out with the libraries. So the libraries are nothing but which consist of large number of keywords. For example, if you take the library of stdio.h, it consists of the keywords like scan of printf. It comes into the library of stdio.h, guys. So the next one is variables. So what are variables? So variables hold up the temporary value of a element. For example, if you're taking a variable of a is a variable which can hold n number of values. For example, if you're taking a as 5 in a function 1 and a of 6 in a can also hold the value of 6 in function 2, guys. So variables are nothing but it store temporary values of an element. The next one is basic operators. So what are basic operators? Basic operators include addition, subtraction, multiplication, division and remainder. So what is the difference between this symbol and this symbol? So this division symbol gives the quotient of the division and this percentage symbol gives the remainder of the division and this symbol gives the power of the given element. Next one is keywords. Printf and scanf. So printf is nothing but, for example, there are many keywords. So printf is prints statement, scanf scans statement. This you have seen. The next one is loops, characters, arrays. For example, next one is data types. So int, char, short, double, float, and void are the data types we are going to see. So what is an int? Int is nothing but integer. Char is character, which is of a, b, so it is character. Next one is double is nothing but long integers. We are using a integer with more number, the large number. We have to use double. And next one is float. Float is nothing but decimal value. So we have seen about data types, variables, keywords, basic operators. Next is loops. So what are loops? A loop statement allows us to execute a statement or group of statement multiple times. So for example, if we have to write a statement of hello world 5 times, instead of using printf statement for 5 times for printing the statement hello world, we can use a loop statement only once and we can print the same statement for 5 times. And the next one you're going to see is functions and arrays. So what is a function, guys? A function is a block of code that performs a specific task. Okay, function is a block of code. There are two types of function. The first one is main function, that is main function is present. And the next one is user defined function. User defined function, it is our wish to use user defined function. We can use with the own name or we can name as we wish. And the next one is arrays. So what is an array? An array is used to store collection of data but of same data type. Okay, so array is a collection of variables of same data type. If we use an array of type int, we can store only the elements which is of type int. If we use an array of type character, we can use only elements which is of type character. Okay. Next one is examples of basic data types and libraries. So we already discussed about libraries. stdio.h. We are how to declare a library: hash include stdio.h. This is the syntax of how to declare library. Next one is int main. Main function is of type int and printf hello world return 0. Okay, so printf statement displays the content that is passed between the double quotes. Here we are passing hello world statement. So hello world statement is printing the output screen. Okay, so this function is of type int, therefore you have to mention return. Okay, so whatever the type of the function, other than void, we have to mention the return statement. If the function is of type void, so what is void function? A void function accepts many types of data types. For example, it accepts the int, char, whatever data type, it accepts any type of data types. So next one is another example which consists of the variables. So here this function is of type void. There is no need to mention return statement. We have to mention the getCH statement. This getCH statement displays the output screen. Okay, we have to mention the getCH statement in all the programs we are coding. The next one here, this function is of type void, and library we used is stdio.h, which includes printf, scanf, etc. And we are declaring three variables: number one, number two, and sum. And this number one holds the value of 1, number 2 holds the value of 10, and sum is not predefined, and these three are of type int, and therefore we are calculating sum is equal to number 1 plus number 2. Here is a plus symbol, therefore it is an addition. We are adding the two numbers 10 plus 1 11 and storing it in sum, which is of type int. Okay, next one is print. The printing, so printf percentage d plus percentage d equal to percentage d, number 1 number 2 sum. So how to write a printf statement? Okay, the next one is how to write a printf statement, and in this case the percentage d. What is percentage d? The percentage d denotes that integer type. We are going to print integer type. If it is percentage c, it displays that we are going to print character data type. If it is percentage s, we are printing a string. If it is percentage f, we are printing a float. If it is percentage ld, we are printing a double type of element. In this case, all the above mentioned variables and their elements and the values are of type int. Therefore, percentage d, percentage d, percentage d. The first percentage d prints the value of number one. Second percentage d prints the value of number two. And the last percentage d prints the value of sum. And this getCH statement displays the output in the output screen. Okay, guys. So next one is flowcharts and why flowcharts are used. So what is a flowchart, guys? So flowchart, using a flowchart we can easily understand a step-by-step process of the program. For example, it can also be defined as the diagrammatic representation of an algorithm. So a flowchart has many shapes and many structures, and you're going to see flowchart shows the steps as boxes of various kinds and their on their order by connecting the boxes with arrows. Diagrammatic representation illustrates a solution model to a given problem. So here are the symbols and symbol names, and this symbol is used as a terminal to start or end. Next one is rectangle. This is called as process. Next one is a diamond, which is called as a decision making symbol. And next one is parallelogram, which is used as input or output. Next one is circle, connector, and next one is a line. The arrow is called as a flow line, guys. So the first we are going to see about pre-discussed programs. For example, the printf statement, hello world statement program, and the sum program. So the first flowchart depicts the addition program. We are reading the value of number one, number two, that means a and b. So we are using this parallelogram symbol for input. Okay, you already seen this parallelogram symbol is for input or output. So this is a input statement, this input a, input b, and this rectangle is for process. We are processing, we are getting the input and we are adding, that means it is a process. So we have to include this process in rectangle box, and we are printing the total value, that means we are printing the sum of two numbers, therefore it is an output. So it should be included in the parallelogram, and we are terminating this using a terminal symbol. So we have to stop the program. Next one, we are starting with the terminal box, that is start. This flowchart depicts the first program, the hello world program. So it is reading the data hello world, and it is printing, and it is stop. Okay, so we already discussed about this terminal and process and input output, and connector is nothing but it connects. If you're using a long flowchart, it is used to connect between different pages. Next one is flow line. Next you're going to see about decision, guys. So before going to decision, we have to know about if else statement. Okay, so program with conditions. So this is a simple program using if else statements for the understanding of connection That means a diamond shape in flowcharts. It is an easy way of understanding. First, you have to understand the program, and then we can go for the flowcharts. So we have already seen about this. Library is mentioned here. stdio.h is the library used here, and the main function is of type int, and therefore you have to mention the return statement, return 0, and we are declaring the number int, and we are printing the statement of enter an integer, and we're getting the input from the user, and we are storing it in number which is of type int, and therefore we are we are using this percentage d to mention that we are getting an input as an integer only. We are getting an input as an integer, so we have to mention percentage d and storing it in number variable of type int, and then we are checking using if statement. This is the syntax of how to use if statement. If the condition is the input number we are getting, percentage 2 is nothing but the if consider and imagine if you are getting the input as 2, so 2 divided by 2 is 1. What is the remainder? This symbol returns the remainder of the value. So what is the remainder? 2 divided by 2, quotient is 1, the remainder is 0. So remainder is equal to 0. Therefore, print of this number, that means 2 is an even integer. Okay, percentage d is an even integer, comma number. So this number is what? 2. We are getting input from the user as 2. So this number 2 goes here. 2 is an even integer. So consider another case. Imagine another case if the user enters a number as 3. Okay, so what is 3 percentage 2? What is 3 divided by 2? 3 divided by 2 is 2 and the remainder is 1. So this symbol represents the returns the remainder only. So 3 divided by 2 is what is the remainder of 3 divided by 2? 1. So 1 is not equal to 0, guys. So what is this condition? Print of percentage d is an odd integer. So what is a percentage d? 3. 3 is written here. So 3 is an odd integer, and we are closing the if statement and else statement, and we are returning 0 because it is because the function is of type int, and we are closing the program and we are executing it using the compiler. So next one is a flow chart of how to write the condition program. So starting with the terminal of start, and we are reading the number from the user, that is input. Next one is condition statement. This diamond symbol is used finally here. This statement checks whether the input number is an even number, whether the input number percentage 2 is the remainder of the percentage 2 is 0 or not. If it is true, yes, it goes here and displays the output as even number. If it is not true, that means it is false. If it is not equal to 0, it goes here and it displays odd number. And finally, the end terminal is depicted here. Hope you guys understood this section. Thank you guys. Thank you.